Okay, so you wanna know how to get good grades. To be honest, it's really easy. I got 97% in my 10th board exams, and repeatedly I'm a high scoring kid. I'm basically a scholar kid in my school. So I can tell you exactly what to do because basically for my whole life I have been into this thing of studying and discipline and all. So I know exactly what it is like to study and how to actually study, what works and what does not. Let's get right into it. Well, I'll break it down into a 7-step procedure. Step 1. Open the book. Everyone has a prescribed book, be it a school book or a reference book that they have for theory. Now, open that book and start reading it. Now, step 2. Wherever you find important information, just highlight it. Now, that important information does not mean that only you have to highlight equations or whatever, but rather things like this force applies here, or this force does not apply here, or this bond is only created here, or this ruler died on this day. Basically, all the information that you think is actually related to the concept and will help you later on if you are rereading that concept. You have to highlight that. Step 3. This is asking doubts. Let's say you have a random question like why is A here and not B or something like that. Then, rather than skipping it or thinking that you will ask it later on, first, if it is a general doubt, yeah, let's say you cannot understand a specific concept or a specific time period in history or something like that, then go to YouTube and search it up and basically try to understand the topic from there. Or not necessarily from YouTube also, you can basically go to the internet itself and then search it up. Second, if it is a very specific doubt, like you have to understand why specifically A is here and not B, then you of course cannot go to YouTube and try to ask it. So the simple option is go to ChatGPT or any other AI and try to ask it from that. Basically, hey, I was just reading this one concept and why is A here and not B? It will give you an exact step-by-step reasoning and explanation as to why this is happening. Now let's say at ChatGPT or whatever, you cannot understand it because it is giving some stupid answer or it is obviously wrong or it does not even understand the question. Then you have to tear off a page from your notebook and on the top write doubt sheet or questions sheet, then write the topic name, then the page number, and then write the question that you want to ask or the doubt that you have. Now, take this sheet to your teacher or anyone who can explain it to you who is a human and who you have a direct contact with, be it your school teacher, your tuition teacher, or anything like that, even your own parents, at least someone who knows about this stuff, and ask them this question like, hey, I was having this doubt, can you explain it? For most people and for most doubts, by this 3-step protocol of first going to YouTube, then to ChatGPT, and then to teachers, most doubts would be solved anyways. Now, step 4 is after you have completed the chapter by repeating these things of highlighting, then asking questions, then highlighting, then asking questions, go to the numerical questions or the question answers, basically the extra questions in the book, and start doing them. The point of doing extra questions is that so that you can actually understand if you actually know the concept or not. Many people just came through the book and then think why they could not answer the questions, and you do not want that. So if you ask yourself questions or if you try to do practice questions, then you would actually know if you understood the concept or not. And let's say you did not understand this one thing at all, you cannot answer any question related to it, you do not remember anything about it, then revisit that topic and do it. Basically, do practice questions that are mildly difficult. Of course, not very easy and not even very hard. Very easy, not because they can be very easy, so they will be like, you will think that okay, I already know this stuff, so you'll just skip it, and there will be no point in doing the questions anyways if you will get arrogant just because of them. Not very hard because then you will think that no matter how good you do, you just cannot solve them. Basically, it is demotivating. So, basically, a moderate level of questions. Do them and see if you can do them well or not. Now, after you can do 5 or 10 questions successfully and you think that you pretty much understand the whole topic or concept, now that chapter is ended for now. Now go to the different chapter that you have or basically different subjects or whatever and start doing them with the same technique. This is step 5. Step 6. Revisit every chapter that you have done till now and apply the same technique. Of course, not the highlighting one because you have already highlighted the stuff. Now, the reason for revisiting is that if you revisit, then you would actually understand as to some things that you could not understand earlier on, or some explanations that you could not actually derive, or some questions that you could not answer by yourself earlier on. This time you would be, because this time you know a lot more about the chapter, a lot more about the concept. You actually understand it in depth, at least at the first level. So revisiting basically clarifies more concepts and makes it clearer to your mind. Then seventh step is go to the difficult chapters and do them again. Basically sixth step says that every chapter that you have done till now, if it's easy or difficult, does not matter. You have to do it again so that you can get basic clarity again. Now the seventh technique says that you have to do the difficult chapters once more. Like you have to basically do the difficult chapters for the third time this time. Why? Because if you still think that there's this one chapter that you cannot do, or questions related to this one chapter which are really difficult, then you have to do that chapter again so that it becomes much clearer. Basically, it's obvious. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in the sixth and seventh step, you have to choose more difficult questions than you did last time. Basically, in the sixth step, you have to choose basically kind of advanced level questions, or you can say above average or difficult questions, because previously you choose moderate level questions. Now this time you have to choose above average or difficult. Now in seventh step, you have to choose in the starting easy questions so that you can at least get motivated that you know a basic stuff about that chapter. But after that, slowly you have to increase the difficulty to very hard questions, because you have already done the chapter 2 times and this time would be the third time. So of course you should be able to do the hard questions. And if you cannot, then this is an optional step, but do the chapter again, it will really help you. Now, if you follow the 7-step procedure correctly, then I can guarantee that you can at least get much better grades than you previously did if you did not study at all, or if you were below average previously. Alright, now if you want more advice from me, like how did I actually get better grades from my previous grades, or how I actually study, what is my memorization technique, why I do not make notes, but I can still remember concepts much better than people who do, then you can join my program. It's literally $5. Like, how much is $5? But I'm sure that it will help you. So click the link in the description. I'll see you there. Till then, you can watch my other videos. I'll see you later. Till then, work like a dog, live like a lion.